Doctor, in March 2010, you launched an accredited tuition-free BA in Islamic Studies degree course at the Islamic Online University. So, what is the reason and purpose of this?
Well, the purpose of the Islamic Online University is to make make knowledge in general, Islamic knowledge in particular, easily accessible to people at the lowest possible costs. And we added, of course, other courses to it in education, banking and finance, psychology, business administration, information technology. All of these were added and taught from an Islamic perspective. So there are thousands of students who have registered with us and studying, over 250,000 students. So alhamdulillah, the reach of the program has been quite huge.
Okay, Doctor, how the enthusiastic response by the Muslim Ummah to join and learn in Islamic Online University? How the response from the Muslim Ummah?
Well, the response has been good. I mean, we had, as I just mentioned, over 250,000 students studying with us. That's since 2010. I mean, you're talking about 5 years. We've had these kinds of numbers. And the largest numbers are from the U.S. We have, about 25,000 students who are registered and studying with us. Next is, after them, is UK. Also UK with similar numbers, 25,000, with them.
Okay, Doctor, what is your biggest hope for the Islamic Online University, Doctor?
My biggest hope? Well, we hope that the online program will be turned into or translated into Bahasa, so that it will be accessible to a greater number of people here. So that is, one of the big hopes we have for it. But also, it has been accredited by a number of countries in Africa, and we continue to seek accreditation for the university from other governments, higher commissions, etc.
Okay, Doctor, let's move on to another topic. So, what is your view of secularism in Islamic world, Doctor?
Well, the effects of secularism are very dangerous. It means that people tend to become opposed to the Sharia because secularism is removing of moral values which come from religion from the scope of governance and education in the society. Whereas Islam teaches the opposite, that Islam should govern all aspects of life. There should not be any aspect which is not governed by Islam. So we'll say that secularism is in the opposition, it's the complete opposite end of the spectrum from what we call, it is at the opposite end of the spectrum, from what we know of as, slip my mind, sorry, what we were talking about here? No, what were we just talking about?
Secularism.
Yeah, secularism, sorry. Yeah, secularism, because we can edit, right? It's not a problem, right? So secularism is at the opposite end of the spectrum for Sharia. They're both at opposite ends. Secularism says religion shouldn't be, in the various aspects of life, governance, education, etc., where Sharia says it should be. It should be in everything, So secularism, seeks to sideline Islam, to make it, or to remove its impact from the human society. So it is a real challenge that we have to meet in our times.
Okay, Doctor, what is your opinion about the Syrian refugees crisis? What should the leader of the Islamic world and Muslim do to help the Syrian refugees, Doctor?
Syrian refugees, of course, Muslims should open their doors to them, more so than European countries that are now absorbing them. It's sad that we don't have as many Muslim countries willing to take the refugees, or the numbers they're taking are so small. But what can we do? what practically can we do here, for example, in Indonesia? I mean, we can try to influence the government policies and that towards acceptance of them in the country. You know, I mean, we have so many islands here, so many, places, just like the Rohingyas, the same issue of the Rohingyas coming out of Burma, you know, that we have place. This is the land of Muslims, and, Muslims should open up and encourage them to come here. But in general, I think the people who are coming out of Syria, they prefer Europe because Europe provides for them things that mostly in Muslim countries they don't provide. I mean, whatever they provide is very limited. Whereas in Europe, you go to Germany, you go to the other countries, then you get welfare. Even if you sit at home, you get money coming. Welfare checks and stuff like this, so you can live, quite easily. So this is why they prefer the European countries.
Okay, doctor, yesterday you just feel at an event in Jakarta in Masjid Al-Bina, right? So how do you feel, and what is your opinion about the Muslim in Indonesia, doctor?
Well, it's difficult to judge the situation of Muslims in Indonesia as a whole. I can just say that at the various programs that I've given, there's been a very good response. A lot of people seem to be interested and wanting to know more about Islam. I think that Islam is on the rise here in the country in general, so this is my, general opinion. There's a lot to be done, but alhamdulillah, we thank Allah that Islam is on the rise. Yes.
Okay, doctor, what is your greatest hope for the Muslim Ummah in Indonesia, doctor?
Well, my greatest hope is that, they would tackle the problems of the educational system so that the educational system could be changed, it could be modified in such a way as to bring morality back into the classroom so that students would learn on all the various levels elements of morality. It should be taught in every subject because ultimately we want to produce good moral students graduating, in postgraduate studies, etc. We want good, solid, moral people who, when they come into the various systems of governance, they can change it because they will not be willing to accept bribes and these other kinds of things.
Okay, doctor, before closing the program, doctor, please give a little advice and counsel for the Muslim Ummah, especially in Muslim Ummah in Indonesia, doctor. Please, doctor.
Well, my general advice would be to know Islam. Here in Indonesia, as in many Muslim countries, people are following their traditions and their culture. Some of it has Islam, some of it is against Islam. So we should have a proper understanding of Islam, which is free from the cultural baggage, which may involve shirk, and things similar. So we should strive to spread the correct understanding according to the Quran and the Sunnah as it was understood by the Sahaba. We try to revive that here in the country. This is what we'd like to see happen. And more people would seek knowledge through my university, Islamic Online University, or other online or offline systems of education that are available in the country.
Okay, doctor, thank you so much for your time, doctor.
My pleasure.
Yeah, maybe happy in your visit in Indonesia, ya.
Inshallah.
Oke, pemirsa, demikiannya tadi sedikit perbincangan kita dengan Dr. Abu Aminah Bilal Philips di kesempatan yang begitu berharga ini. Semoga program ini dapat memberikan banyak manfaat bagi Anda, para pemirsa yang sedang menontonnya di rumah nanti. Sekian dari saya, kita tutup program ini dengan doa kafaratul majelis. Subhanakallah wa bihamdika, asyhadu an la ilaha illa anta wa atubu ilaik. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.